I just have to ask you this. Do you have like this on YouTube? Like you telling this?
I think versions of it, but maybe
story?
not the same way I've explained it to you
This is
just
great.
now. Oh,
like,
thanks. Man.
And the reason why I'm saying is because young people need to hear this, like, because you're absolutely not an overnight success. Like you absolutely have put in years and years of education, of work, of trial and error, of, you know what I mean? Like, it's fascinating because a lot of people think it's just working out and talking on a mic, like, and
I wish, man.
Like, hell no, you know what I mean? So when did keto come in? Like, when did that come in? Later? Or?
That was way later.
Way later?
Way later, like decades later. You know, because at this point of the story, I'm still like, I might be 25, 26.
Okay. Wow.
Know,
okay.
You know,
and when did you see certain milestones where you're like, okay, you started your YouTube, you know, and you got like, you know, say 500 subscribers, and like, when did you be like, when did it like seem like, oh shit, like this is like big, you know, or has it ever felt that way?
No. When I made enough money to quit the first job, right? Because I remember I'm still working these 4 jobs.
Yeah, you're working like all these
right.
jobs.
So like this is all I'm doing really. You know, for like 2 years I wasn't going to no parties. I didn't watch no TV. It was tunnel vision, right? Because you got to remember, it was a lot of pain, right? That I'm running from a lot of, you know, I'm the man of the family. Dad just killed himself, and so I'm also staying busy to not think, like to not think about my fucking dad who blew his brains out, and not think about all this other shit, right? So I'm staying busy, but I got a mission, right? I got to dig my family out this hole, right? So it was almost easier to work real hard because I was in such a bad situation. Does that make sense?
No, it's what I hear is, because I talk about this a lot, is you found purpose in your pain.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's more difficult for someone whose life is fine than to push that hard, right? Because then you have to come up with some sort of like real intrinsic motivation, and people will do more to run from pain than they will to run towards pleasure, right? Like Daniel Kahneman, he's a Nobel Prize winning economist, and he did a bunch of studies to say people will do like way more to avoid pain or loss than they will to seek pleasure or to get.
I definitely believe that.
Yeah, so sure. I had a tremendous amount of pain I was running from, so it was almost easier to work hard. But if things were just good,
you probably wouldn't have worked as hard.
And that's most people, right? Most people, like, they live in this area.
They get too comfortable.
Yeah, where it's like a purgatory where like they're not necessarily happy where they are, but they're not enough pain to do anything about it. Does that make sense?
No, it's so true, so true.
You ever know?
It's that 9 to 5, like, you know, like they got a salary, they get like, you know, bonuses every now and then, but they're miserable. They're freaking miserable. And Gary Vee talks about it, how like if you would just, and I think Hermosi talks about it too, but like if you would take that 9 to 5. Well, you get off work at 5. Like, what if you took from 5 to 8 to work on yourself and what you really want to do, and then see what happens?
But it's hard to do that if things are fine.
Yeah, if you're comfortable.
You know what I'm saying?
Going back to your plush apartment.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Driving your nice car. Like,
It's kind of, you've been a trainer for a long time.
Yeah.
And tell me if you agree with this. The hardest people to train were always guys who had money and a happy marriage. Because there's not enough incentive.
Yeah, for me it was definitely my hardest clients were the professional athletes that already got their biggest contract. So some of my best clients were my professional athletes that were on a contract year.
Yeah.
So where their contract was done, they're not even signed with it. So they're basically a free agent.
Yeah.
And they're about to get their next deal.
Yeah.
They were locked in.
Locked in.
But then when they got the 5-year, $160 million deal, they come back the next year and it was like freaking pulling teeth. Like, bro, come on. Like, where's the same
I had
guy?
that exact same thing. I used to train this guy who, you know, I don't want to say it too much, but he was in the NFL, and because what I'm going to say is not nice. But you know, we train, and I would. This was like early, like years ago, and I would like go to Connecticut from Manhattan to train him, right? And he had got his contract. He was feeling real good. He was a starting safety, and for in the National Football League, and that whole fucking off season, he was just like, he just kept canceling workouts. I'm like, motherfucker, I'm coming to you. I'm not telling you to come to Manhattan, right? And he kept canceling. They drafted his replacement. Next season, he was cut.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And they don't think about that.
He was a starter. He was a starting.
Yeah. You got to keep your spot. Like,
Yeah, so like that's what I'm saying. They're comfortable.
No, exactly.
But to answer your question, what's one thing I want people to know about me? This is gonna sound weird, but sometimes people ask me, man, you ever think you'd be at this level, or you make this kind of money, or you doing this stuff? And I was like, man, I thought it would be way more. Right? This is not like I'm way behind what I had scheduled. But it's not from an arrogant place. It's because if you just look at the metrics, like if you have a business, right, you hit your KPIs, you kind of know what's going to happen, right? In fitness, if somebody's hitting their macros every day, they're training every day, they're getting enough sleep, you kind of know what's going to happen, right? If somebody's in a 500 calorie deficit every day, after, they're going to lose a pound a week, right? You know it. So I just look at the I have like a huge habit tracker, and I had these things I got to do every day. And I know if I do them every day, I'll hit my goals.
Right.
So I don't even look at the goals. I just look at today, making today a victory. And because of that, I kind of expect success. Not in an arrogant way, just like, how could it not? How could it not happen? Right? Just like the fitness example. So I remember when I hit 1 million subscribers on YouTube, my girl, she hit me. She was like, oh, you just got 1 million. And I mean, I was happy. I was like, oh, that's what's up, But I was like, yeah, it's supposed to happen, I was like, that's what's supposed to happen.
Well, it's a result. It's a result of your hard work.
Yeah, so. And I just want people to know that I preach this a lot. I really want people to know that all you have to do is find out what the metrics are, what the leading indicators are to hit your goals, and then it's just math, right? It's really just math, right? If you post. You trying to grow your social media, you post every day, right, or multiple times a day, then you're gonna grow. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna grow because you're gonna get better at making content. You're gonna get feedback faster, so you'll be able to make better content faster because you're getting more feedback than somebody who posts once a week. You're getting 7 times the feedback at them, right? So you're gonna get better 7 times as fast. Plus, you're reaching more people. So everything is just math, right? Fitness. If you want to lose a pound a week. You get a pound of fat is 3,500 calories, 500 calorie deficit. So get some sort of tracker, track how many calories you burn in each day. My Oura Ring does it. Track how many calories you consume. And it's just math, right? So it's like people complicate shit like more than they have to be, man. Exactly. It's just math.
They complicate and complain.
Yeah, but if you just start
instead of commit and be consistent,
right?
So it's like change your C's.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I like that. So I know it might have sounded arrogant, but I just want
to me
everyone know they can have that kind of confidence in their ability to accomplish their goals if they figure it out with the metrics. If you want to get all A's, okay, set a criteria. How many hours a day do you need to study,
right,
to get that, right? And then just track it. Start tracking it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Keeping accountable to yourself, and then it just makes sense.
Right.
You'll know. Does that make sense?
No, it makes perfect sense. I like what you said too when you said when people ask you, that you made it, that you thought it would be even bigger. Because like what I tell people all the time is I'm just getting started.
Yeah, man.
Like I've been doing this for 20 something years.
Yeah.
I'm 47 and I swear to God I feel like I'm just getting started.
Yeah.
Every day.
Word. I feel like that too. You know what I'm saying?
Every day I'm like, man, here we go again. Let's go. I got more to do, more to accomplish, more lives to impact. Like
do you feel like, let me ask you, do you feel like when you wake up, do you feel like fuck, I only got so many hours to get shit done before I go to sleep?
So I'm not as bad now that I have 2 kids and a family, but I used to wake up damn near in a panic attack.
Bro, yeah, that's what I mean.
I'd wake up and be like, okay, what do I gotta do today? Like literally like almost like a panic attack.
Yeah, that's how I know.
And I also had a feeling like I haven't done anything. Like and I had to do everything that day that I possibly could.
Kids made it easier for you? Because I feel like that intensified that for me.
It intensified my reason.
Your drive,
So my drive. But I'm at a little bit more piece of my why. So I'm not so like panicky now. Like I feel like I'm in more control, and so it's I'm moving differently with the same intensity, same drive, but I'm not moving like I'm almost moving like because I have to give myself a little bit of credit, and you do too, that we have accomplished something. Yeah. So there's also a little bit of like, okay, because I've done this, I'll be able to do more.
Yeah, that's a fact.
You know, so it's like I think it's more of just kind of giving myself a little bit of credit now, because I used to not give myself any credit. Yeah, like, it used to be like neither, people would be like, you know, man, you're killing it, bro. You train these professional athletes, and you do this and you do that. You got 4 gyms and all this, and I'd be like, so, like I haven't done anything. Now, you know, they hype, you know, you got 8 gyms and you got a water company, and like I'm like, yeah, I do, you know, and it's not, again, not arrogance, but it's like we can at least admit that we're making moves.
Yeah,
you know?
For
it's
sure.
It's okay to at least say, yeah, I'm doing it. But on the inside, we know we're not finished.
It's just like there's so much to do. And when I had my son, I was like, okay, I had a great dad, so I want to be a great dad, right? So it's like, okay, that means I got less time to get it in, because you have to definitely, your priorities shift a little bit, and your planning has to be a little bit more on real
point.
Strict, because it's like I got to get all my stuff done during the week, because most weekends. Right. It's like all him, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be doing baby. I'll still wake up early and work before he wakes up. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, for me, it's more of a panic. But maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'll get there.
It's all good. So what else is going on in your life, like right now? Like what's top of mind? Like what's any new stuff happening? Like what's going on with you?
Man, I got some new plans, man. But I got this weird thing. I read Malcolm X's autobiography when I was in high school, and the only part that I retained was when he said, "Hey, don't tell people what your plans are, because if you fail or change your mind, nobody knows." And he said it's cooler if it just happens. Yeah, right. I like that. You ever see that guy who's fucking talking about, I'm gonna do this or that? And he said,
what do you mean? Every day. Every day. What are you talking about? I have people in my life that tell me what they're gonna do.
Yeah, or what they're trying to do.
And then nothing happens.
Yeah, nah. So I just unless I only talk about it with people who are involved in it.
Okay.
You know, or if I'm seeking advice or some sort of counsel. But otherwise, I just keep it to myself. And then, because sometimes I change my mind. Right. Sometimes you get closer to things, and you're like,
yep. Or you pivot.
Yeah, or fucking shit happens, right? You know what I'm saying?
True story. Exactly. Life happens.
Word.
Exactly.
And then you told everybody he's gonna do this, but you ain't know the fucking hurricane was coming or whatever, right? Now, but you still look like a punk.
Exactly. Because nobody cares.
Yeah.
Nobody cares. They only will remind you what you said.
Yeah. So, but if you just do it, if it just happens, then it's
I always say move in silence. You know?
Yeah. Then
like,
it's cooler.
Let the success make the noise, right? You know?
And it's cooler too if it's just like, oh shit, that happened.
Like, oh damn, I didn't know he was doing that.
Yeah. So I got irons in the fire, and they'll.